I get sent about 100 emails per week from people emailing me weird animals they've caught on their trail cameras. I love using trail cameras. They're an amazing tool and they have helped me capture rare species and rediscover thought to be extinct ones. My team has gathered 7 of the weirdest trail camera captures floating around on the internet to date, and I'll be giving my opinion as to what I think they could be. Let's get into animal number 1. So this just looks like a muntjac mixed with a unicorn mixed with a pegasus. This photo was taken in the Bristol Zoo's Woodland area in England. The zoo has no idea what it is. They don't know if it's an extinct animal or an escaped animal. It looks like a laboratory experiment to me. It's crazy. As I break it down and I look at it, I feel more and more like it is a muntjac, and I feel like the weird horn and the wings are camera artifacts. Like the animal's ears are captured multiple times during movement from different angles and then imposed onto that digital photo. The zoo, which apparently is the ones who caught this camera, notes the sighting came close to Halloween and has jokingly referenced local mythical creatures like the Loch Ness Monster and the Beast of Bodmin Moor, but it is still officially a mystery. I think it's an escaped muntjac. There's even a fence behind it, so maybe it hopped out. It got weird smudges, some grass, something on its back, this like middle finger looking horn. But if I were to see this while out on an expedition, I would write this off as a muntjac that just got some weird camera flare going on. All right, next up, let's take a look at this one right here. That looks like a wolverine. Is that shocking? It's like a weird wolverine, right? So apparently this photo was taken at Benson Rio Grande Valley State Park in Mission, Texas, captured on a nighttime trail camera. So that is weird because there shouldn't be any wolverines in the state of Texas, which is what this shows. I mean, to me, this is like a furry, squat little creature on 4 legs sniffing around the ground. It says here that park staff were unsure what it was and jokingly suggested a new species, a zoo escapee, or even a disguised ranger. Well, that's obviously nonsense because nobody's fitting into that costume. But as I look at it, and I know I said wolverine, it's actually kind of obvious. What's the only short, squat, hairy, like muscled animal like that in Texas? It's an American badger. So it is a weird photo. It could be anything, which is why my first instinct went to wolverine, but this is an American badger. It's short-legged, wide-bodied, shaggy-furred weasel that is known for eating rodent populations. And seeing as this was in an area in a valley that is probably full of rodents, it has nocturnal habits like a badger, and these guys range literally from Canada to Mexico, I don't think it's that bizarre. I'm kind of surprised that this is such a hot topic. I think this one's pretty open and shut. It's funny the things that people get excited or upset about, but this is just a bad picture of a cool badger. All right, let's see what the team has found for me next. That's a house cat. I'm fairly certain that's a house cat. I know where this is going. Everybody's gonna say this is a black panther. People are gonna get very upset when I say this on the internet. They did when I said on my TV show. There are no black panthers in North America, people. I know that's what this looks like. The imagery taken at night obviously makes it look black. Maybe it's a bobcat, but let's read up on it. So it says here that the photo was taken on trail cam in public lands in Southwest Florida, posted by the South Florida Wildlands Association. What it shows is a 4-legged animal with dark fur, a long tail, and glowing eyes captured at night, clearly a cat. So while people made all these guesses, the nonprofit ultimately noted that domestic cats are rarely seen on these lands, but it does happen, and that the area hosts many other animals like bobcats and panthers, and because of that, they're saying it's unlikely to be a feral cat. I think it is a feral cat. Some people are speculating that it could be the extinct Florida black wolf, a subspecies of red wolf once native to the southeastern US. I did a TV show on him, it was awesome. Officially, the animal remains a mystery with no confirmed ID. To me, it's really not that much of a mystery. It's not a bobcat because of the back shape and the length of the legs. The glowing eyes are indicative of a nocturnal feline. It's definitely not a canid. It's not even shaped like a canid. But I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say that this is like your standard back alley house cat. Somebody caught a photo of, wanted it to be a panther and everything else, and it's just not. Okay, well, this one's weird. It's hideous. So this to me is showing this large brownish canid pointing that way. It's not shaped like a traditional dog. It's not shaped like a fox. It's not shaped like a coyote. It looks like a hybrid. I mean, it's something mangy. So the photo was taken in Hill Country, Texas, snapped by a local resident named Tina in her yard. The creature was feasting on fallen berries when spotted. Now that's a hint, fallen berries. It could be a bear. It's not a bear, look at it. But described as canine-like, some neighbors suggested it was a chupacabra. It's not, that's not a thing, or a coyote or a dog hybrid. That's getting closer. Now, what's interesting is local legends in the area mention a mountain lion nearby, but none have ever been caught on camera, and this is not a mountain lion. Experts from the San Antonio Zoo did review the image, and they suggested it's likely a coyote or a dog, like I said earlier, possibly with mange or some other skin issues. To me, the creature in the photo looks oddly flat, almost like a cutout. It's very weird, but to me what this most likely is a feral dog, not a coyote because its chest is too broad, its legs are too thick, that has terrible mange of some kind. You can even see the weird tail, the weird body stance, the ears are kind of falling apart. This is a very sickly mutt dog that has ended up in someone's backyard so starving that it's eating wild berries or whatever fruit it's found on the garden, and it probably died within 2 weeks of this because it was just rampant with this disease. All right, next up, I have this funny hunched over little animal. Does look very porcupine-y in face and the tail, but kind of a weird morphology. Let's see, the info says the photo was captured on trail cam in Lowell, Maine on Norman Tremblay's forested property. Creature described as creepy and unusual. I don't think so, I think it's really adorable. And so the guy himself who caught it didn't know what it could be. He suggested it might be a fisher cat. It's not. Other observers proposed more common woodland animals like a beaver. That it could be. That it might be, actually. Now that I see that, it might be a beaver because the tail does look flat out the back. Some joked it could be a chupacabra. It's not. These reports are hilarious. The creature remains unidentified, leaving the trail cam photo as a mystery. To me, it's not that unclear. It's one of these big rodents. So it's either an American porcupine that has something weird going on with the camera and you don't see the quills very clearly, or a beaver. Either way, it's captured in a very strange angle and camera way. There's things hidden in there. It's hard to see, but it's gotta be one of those animals. Both beavers and American porcupine live in Maine. It's one of those creatures. How to differentiate which it is and delineate which it is hard to say. I would maybe look at the habitat. My instinct sticks with porcupine, but we'll never know. So let's see what's next. So this looks like a little feral piggy to me. Maybe a peccary. Let's get the info here. So this trail cam in New York State snapped a photo. At first looked like a headless animal. Doesn't at all look like a headless animal to me, which sparked wild guesses online. The New York City Department of Environmental Conservation identified it as a gray fox. That is ridiculous. The fox's head was turned away and its fluffy tail with black stripe created an optical illusion that looked like a pig's face. Ah, okay. So they're saying that's the tail flicking up there. Oh my God, it totally is. That's really clever. There I am feeling like calling them out, calling out the New York City saying it's stupid. But this is so iconic of how these pictures come up. And you better believe that there were probably 3 or more other pictures seconds later that showed it. But I thought I was seeing like a peccary pig with the head on the right side and then the legs and no tail on the back. What it is a really fat, chunky fox, likely about to go into winter, which is why he's so fluffed up, with his head turned out to the right, so it looks headless, and then this black tail that's just starting to curl up, which gives it that pig-like look. So totally makes sense to me. I can see why the photo went viral. This is the kind of thing that people would argue about and speculate about. But gray foxes are actually making a pretty strong comeback in New York thanks to habitat restoration. That's totally what it is, and I wouldn't have gotten it. So that's a really good one. That's really cool. Whoever figured that out is really smart. That's a great one. All right, next up. Oh boy, now this is chupacabra-y. I mean, everything's a chupacabra when you catch it on trail cam. You don't know what it is, but this is like a blur. It's kind of wolfy looking. Let's see what the details say. So whatever this wolfy thing is was apparently captured on a trail cam set up in Gleisfindend Forest in mid-Wales somewhere in some national park. So what it is showing is this strange 4-legged creature. Looks like, you know, like a large domestic dog more than a cat to me. Some people think it could be a lynx or another big cat, which lynxes are considered extinct in the UK, but it doesn't really look like a lynx to me. It looks more canid to me in the back shape. It doesn't have that signature sort of arch that you usually see with a cat. When it walks, it's got more of a humped back like a dog. So I don't think it's a lynx. The animal officially has still been unconfirmed and un-ID'd. I would guess that similar to many of the others, and there's a reoccurring pattern here, this animal is something domestic, maybe somebody's hunting dog, maybe a mutt, and it's run through that camera, captured it with weird flares, and we'll never really know what it is. A lot of times when you get these weird cryptic images, the imagination takes over. We start to think that these other creatures are out there and it could be some new species, but more often than not, it's something that humans have done. Feral animals in places they shouldn't be. But hey, let me know what you guys think. It's not as easy as you think it is to break down these trail camera photos and figure out what the animal is, and it's kind of fun having the speculation that there could be these animals out there that we don't know what they are. I enjoy doing it. Let me know if you like it. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.